What's up, y'all? Professor Bill, Comic Book University. I'm here to talk some comic books and stuff. I'll show you guys my brand new shirt. I'm just saying. I don't know who here's a fan of Jim Cornette, but I personally am a huge fan. Loves me some Jim Cornette. In fact, sent me this shirt, also sent me this autograph, which is pretty cool. And also this guy here, because, comic book fan. Boom! He sent me his comic book, which is really badass. So make no mistake, I will be reviewing that as soon as I get a couple minutes. So what's up, everybody? Here to show off some new toys. I've got a nice little collection here. I'm going to build a figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 toys to show you, plus the things I just showed you. And you guys might have noticed that last Gotham Central, the last This Week in Comics that I did, not the clearest. It was a little bit fuzzy wuzzy, was a bear. It wasn't great. So that's because I used my my iPhone. What's up, Jack? It's because I used my iPhone 11, iPhone 10 XR. What's up there, Mark? Happy weekend to you too, brother. So my XR, I used my XR 10R, whatever the hell that is. Seems like he wants modern wrestling and modern wrestlers like Orange Cassidy to fail. Okay, listen, honestly, like the Orange Cassidy thing is the only thing I disagree with him with. So it's cool that you and I both listen to the same podcast. That's awesome, John. We have too much in common, man. Come up to Canada, hang out. Jeez. But anyway, what happened? I actually got toys over there for next week or the week after. I don't know. I've got a lot of toys, and like I said, I usually don't open unless it's here. But anyway, yeah. So so I did that with my XR. What I usually use is my iPhone 6. So I know a lot of like, really, the iPhone 6, in my experience, has way better use camera wise than the XR or anything else that's been going. So a lot of people have been telling me, oh, get a Samsung. Recently, I heard about a Pixel. I'm like, I don't know, I'll check a Pixel out, whatever. Black Friday sales. Let me see what's up. But today I went out to go and get my my wife's screen fix for her iPhone, and I'm like, huh. What do you got as far as the Samsung is concerned? And listen, make no mistake, before you start trying to sell me on this, that, and the other thing, I am solely interested in a camera. Okay, because I got my Canon. Oh, I don't have it here anymore because I don't use it. I don't use it. Remember when I used to do 3 different camera angles? I used to use my 2 iPhones and then my camera. I had put it on my tripod. Oh yeah, I got rid of the tripod and everything. Oh yeah, I actually gave that to charity because F that camera. No, like what's it good for? You know what I'm saying? Like what am I going to use that thing for? Like it doesn't have the clearest stuff. I mean, the audio is really good on it with the Rode mic on top. That's what I used to interview Jim Shooter and pretty much all my interviews like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Also, if you guys didn't check out early this morning, I put up well, actually, a couple hours ago, the comics I bought off of eBay this month. The very first ever Jim Shooter comic book is there, which to me, in my collection, that's huge. Plus, I bought the oldest comic book that I have ever owned, a comic book from 1949, and there's some historical reference there. So I'm saying, you get a minute, go and check that one out. Also did a comic book review earlier in the day, which I got some serious hate for. The what's it called? Children of the Grave. It's like I bought a comic. I purchased with my money a comic book. You know what I'm saying? Granted, they send me the comic books for free, and I could have just very easily been like, passive aggressive. It's Jim Cornette, man. it's Jim Cornette. But I could have easily just simply read the free one that they sent me, but I choose to support my local comic book store and support new writers and you know, writers for the big two, Marvel and DC. So I choose to purchase my comic books in order to do my reviews. I don't just, you know, pirate them and stuff like that. My stuff comes out usually before the comic book stores even open on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually purchase my comic books, including that one. So why anyone would think that I just felt like dumping all over a comic book is just beyond me. But you go in there and you see these people, I'm like, wow. One of the co-writers of the comic book actually commented, and he was very civil. And he's like, I hope you check out the next one because boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh, you know what? Since the writer was so cool, you know what? I might. But if I don't like that comic book, I'm not going to, like, if I don't like that issue, I'm not even going to do a review on it because I said my piece about issue one. You know what I'm saying? And if you liked the comic book, that's your prerogative. If you didn't like the comic book, it's cool. Like to me, it's not that big of a deal. You know, we've all had peer. I think, especially when you're an adult, we've all had peer reviews. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been when I was in the military. Do you know how many times I've been dressed down? Just have like four, five, six drill sergeants around me screaming, spitting in my face, saying the most reprehensible things imaginable. And all I'm allowed to do is look forward. Don't you dare eyeball me, boy. You only look forward and you don't say jack back. You know what I'm saying? You just got to take in. Yes, Sergeant. No, Sergeant. Like, and they can get away with a lot of stuff. I got hit. I went when I got when we used to be not really allowed to be hit in the military. They were allowed to curse at you. I don't think they're allowed to do that anymore. But I went and I still got hit a couple times. So I mean, there's that. Anyway, so yeah, just some people got really upset, and I'm like, if you had something to do with this comic book, I apologize. But if you're just some fan, like, and you know this guy, well, I apologize. The comic book wasn't that good to me. It's as simple as that. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm really not. I mentioned, you know me, I'm not a comic skater. And I don't even know if comic skaters do that stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just looked at it, I'm like, I didn't like the comic book. Simple as that. Oh, let me let you guys see me a little bit better. There's some lights. Let there be light. So anyway, while I was at the one of the malls today, boom, bought a Samsung. So this is the Samsung A11. Listen, I I pulled this out because I think it's funny. This is the last Samsung I had that I've ever had. I don't know what it's called. I'm sure I could like turn it on. I'm sure I've got a charger for this. This is one of those old school chargers. Let me see if I can pop this puppy open. This is one that I actually bought. This is the first smartphone, if we're allowed to call it that. I mean, it's got the button on the bottom, but it's still not a BlueBerry. You know what I'm saying? And you can't really do a lot of typing on it, if I remember correctly. But I was able to use apps on my phone. This is the first phone I've ever had apps on. Let's put it that way. And it's got this charger in it from like way back in the day. And I actually bought this when I was in Saudi Arabia. I actually bought this in Jeddah specifically, in Saudi Arabia. This is like old school. I wish I would have thought to actually plug it in to let you guys see it before. But I used to have a star app because I knew about the different stars and whatnot. So I had a star app and I could hold it up and I could actually see all the different constellations, even if it wasn't a clear night. Granted, in Saudi, I mean, we're in the desert. There's like no lights. Like I showed my boys. There was like three stars in the sky the other night, which you know in big city Toronto, it's like psst, you know nobody cares. You can't see anything, so it's like for them 3 stars is like wow, 3 stars and the moon. Boys, let me tell you, like grains of sand on the beach. That's how many stars I've seen in the sky on some nights in the desert, man. Forget about it. But anyway, so the Samsung A11, I actually had them put the screen on it and everything. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Everything's gonna fall out because I opened it the wrong way. Well, that'd be funny if I just dropped it. Anyway, so it's a nice looking phone, and this should be easy. I saw the camera on it, and it's freaking gorgeous. It's iPhone 6 quality, you know, at least from what I'd seen. Let me pop this puppy up. Oh yeah, it's on. It's actually already chart. How do you get this thing out? He made it look so easy. And me, a former engineer, I can't get a freaking phone out of a case. Anyway, so how do you turn this thing on? See, I got to get used to this thing. I can't just touch the screen and turn it on. Up here, Well, boys, this might be the shortest lived. There we go. There we go. All right. So, bang. There's that was short lived. So, boom, got a nice new phone. It's pretty. This is actually really big. I know it's like it's not that big in your hand. Remember, I'm 6'5". Like I'm huge. So this is actually a really big phone. So I like this. I wonder if I can actually type on this. What's the size of this compared to my iPhone? It's bigger than my iPhone. Jesus. Listen, man, back when I was in engineering, the whole point was to try and make phones smaller. So like I was working on the original Wayland devices, the first wireless internet devices. And granted, freaking Australia beat us. Screw those guys. They didn't have the same damn regulations that we had. You know who our biggest competitor we thought was at the time was South Korea, because we actually had. There's no disrespect to South Koreans. I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I'm simply stating facts. South Korea, they have different forms of bribery rules of engagement than we do. It's similar to in China. You're like bribery isn't looked down upon over there the same way that it is here. Even though, well, in America at least, even though there's plenty of bribery going on in the States. But anyway, we actually had people coming over and trying to bribe some of our guys. Nobody ever came up to me, but I was in earshot of them talking and trying to get schematics for some of our wireless internet stuff. So we were dealing with a lot of crap, dude. But it is what it is, you know. Anyway, boom. So got a new phone for my videos. Hey, what's up, Mark Guerrero? How you doing? I have a battle of the marks up in here. What's going on? Black Lightning is ending, but they're developing a spinoff. Mark Guerrero does not listen to the podcast because I talked about that. Oh, burn. It's okay. You don't have to listen to the podcast, man. So, aside from the phone and the Jim Cornette stuff, um, let's look at Bam. This is old school, and I've actually already got this Build-A-Figure. This is the Ironmonger Build-A-Figure. Oh wow, they actually blocked these out back in the day. So I just ordered this from a buddy of mine in Quebec, and holy crap, dude! So I've actually already got the whole thing, and I've got another one already halfway built. I've got the two legs, the torso, and one of the arms. So I'm just missing the head and one of the arms on that one. And I've got another damn leg. But you know what? That's what you get when you start collecting the pieces and not the actual figures. So why, oh why, oh why did I spend money on this? Well, here's nice shiny new leg. I spent money on this because not only does it come with the regular Mark V. Actually, I think this should probably be the Mark IV. This should be the Mark IV, the original Gene Colan design. This is so the Mark IV there, but it also comes with. Look at this, and this is just amazing to me. It comes with the original Mark III helmet piece. So look at this. That is amazing. The original, so it doesn't come with the Iron Man with the nose, and I'm not upset about that. I think I actually have a figure that has the nose on it. I hated that nose. But anyway, look at that. This old mean visage and whatnot with the horn. They called this the Hornhead one. I've actually got a spotlight on Story where I talk about the creation of this character in it, besides some of those stories that were originally in Tales of Suspense. So yeah, dude, this is awesome for me because when I'm telling my stories and whatnot, I would love to have this, and I can't seem to move the left leg. It's not that big of a deal because it's an old as hell figure. I really don't want it to break. So you know what? Maybe I'll just leave it because who cares? Who cares? Oh wait, I got to go that way. Ah, yeah, that's right. Success, success. The freaking legs to move. So that's cool that you can change the head around. Wow, the arms don't want to move. I'm going to fix this up later. Just have them stand there. It's just something to use when, you're going to make it. Like I want to make a bat cave and I want to make, for all my stop motions. And I want to make the Iron Man basement. Nowadays it's a basement instead of just his garage. Anyway, so boom, got these guys and it's gorgeous. Love that. CW also developing Wonder Girl show. Oh, I saw that too with a Latina Wonder Woman. I'm Wonder Girl, excuse me. I'm down to look at that. Whatever, let's see it. Let's see what happens. Um, let's see. Using the future state Wonder Woman. Yeah, whatever. We'll see what's up. Mark, the other Mark McKeever. As you collect more and more action figures, has your scripts changed dramatically? Hey, what's up, Evan Burke? How you doing, brother? Um, not so much change because a lot of the stories I want to do are just retelling of some of the old classic comic books from back in the day, you know? But every so often when I do get a couple new see, the thing is that I get new figures because I wanted to enhance the story that or the stories that I'm already wanting to tell. You know what I'm saying? So I'll write down ideas for the script, just quick jot, quick scene that I want, let's put this stuff up together. You know what I'm saying? I'll do stuff like that because that's what I've already got in my head. But every so often it's like, oh, if only I had this character. And then maybe on, Amazon or eBay America, eBay Canada, Amazon America, Amazon Canada, or I don't really use Craigslist, but Kijiji, which is Canadian, and for crying out loud, Facebook Marketplace, a couple different places here and there. I'll find some stuff. You know what I've actually been looking at? I wonder if you guys have any experience with Alibaba. It's Alibaba, right? AliExpress. Okay. I'm actually looking at the Weijing Jinbao Predator because here's a story that I've wanted to tell for a ridiculously long time. First off, I've got my Sexy Devastator over here, it's a knockoff, but as most of us who get the knockoffs once in a while realize, for the combiners, the knockoffs are better than anything that Takara or that Hasbro puts out. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's not just, exact duplicates. They look better. They're usually put together better. So yeah, it's basically the Amazon of Asia. Exactly. So some competition. Moon Knight on Disney Plus. What is this? Are you kidding me? Oh, my mother-in-law is calling. I'm gonna ignore that. It's just my mother-in-law. It's not that big of a deal. Yo, yo. Oh man. My wife should be home any minute, so she'll be like, hey. So Bill couldn't answer because I'm gonna get in so much trouble. So another YouTuber review a new female Green Lantern in the adult line. Anyone read them? Hey, what's up, Paula? How you doing? PA Stewart in the house. The new female Green Lantern is the one I can't remember which one it is. I did the first 3 comic books. I reviewed the first 3 issues and I loved it. But that was when I was trying to break down a bunch of books. So I was taking away a lot from Marvel and I had to take away a couple from DC also. And I felt that there were a lot of people reviewing it. So I thought that this book was actually okay. Like okay as far as there's enough other people reviewing it that it's not going to be hurt by me not reviewing it. You know what I'm saying? So is what it is. Oh my God. I had a conversation with Scott Snyder 2 nights ago. A whole bunch of us did, but all individually. Go and check it out. Comic Boom. Are you serious? Babe, is that you? Can you call your mom, please? Because she's calling me. Because I called her. She's trying to call me back. Thank you. Hopefully your mother-in-law doesn't see this. My mother-in-law does not see this. She doesn't watch. Actually, she sees this. She'll understand. She'll be like, oh, you were doing your recording thing. That's what, have fun. Oh, man. So anyway, sorry for drinking while I'm doing this. Anyway, yeah, so Scott was, anyway, Boom. Like, Boom's my man. I love Comic Boom. Go and check out his channel, subscribe to it, and all that good stuff. And he goes and he sends out a little mass thing to the peeps. And he starts talking about how, you know, Dark Knight death metal is bad and boom, 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 boom. And he does, Scott Snyder follows him also. You know what I'm saying? Follows me, follows him, follows a couple people, right? And so so I guess that's how he saw it because he didn't tag. I double checked. It's like I don't see anything. I talked to him like, boom, did you tag him somewhere? I didn't see. He's like, no, I didn't. He just happened to see it. I'm like, dude, you're a dick. And he knows he is. I love him for it. But wow, what a jerk. So anyway, he goes and he just starts saying this stuff. So I chimed in also, and it's just like, yeah, I stopped reviewing at issue 3 because it was just getting overwhelming, and now there's just way too much stuff out. So, and I've talked to, Scott before. He's a cool guy. He takes criticism really well, like really well. But when he put out this thing where he says, Comic Book Roundup, that's a site where people do physical or typed reviews. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get around to doing all the type reviews that much. Anyways, he goes and he contacts us. He's not wrong about death metal. In what? Oh, Rocky. Well, so he's just like he shows all of us this, and mind you, it's all individual. It's not like we all have him in a group because he never would have. Like there's some people who like there were some comic skaters in that group, and that was not going to go well. But like he knows that I'm a cool guy, and even if I do, a review where I don't like something, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to call somebody an a-hole or a loser or something like that. Like that's just not who I am. So I just what do you call it? He's just like, if you take a look at Comic Book Roundup, there are 15 reviewers, and most of them liked it. I'm like, I hear you, but are there only 15 reviewers? That's the thing. Like this is something they said with Bendis. I'm like, dude, I love you, and I can't think of Batman without thinking. I wonder what Scott Snyder would have done with Batman in this situation. Like, dude, you're one of the best out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm buttering his roll a little bit. I don't mind. Like you want to roll? There's some nice butter on it. Would you like some more? Would you like it warmed? I mean, it's Scott Snyder. I'll butter his roll. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, somebody's gonna meme clip that. But it's one of those things where it's like there's a lot more than 15 reviewers out there. And same thing with Brian Michael Bendis, who was going around and saying, and Bendis never contacted me directly. Never happened, never followed me, nothing. But Bendis is one of those guys where he'll just be like, half the people, half the reviewers like it, half the reviewers don't like it. So, it's a 50-50. No, because there are too many of us like me who tries to be a nice guy. And when I finally say, you know what? I just don't like what I'm seeing, I stop with the reviews. When I stop doing the reviews, that's not usually because, I decided that it's actually good. I'll let it go. No, I said my piece. I said I don't like it. I'm not going to keep on reviewing. Like, I don't like to hate read comic books. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not who I am. Not one of those guys who are going to start ripping up. I don't even know if they do that anymore. Buy a comic book just to rip it up and say, this is garbage. It's SJW trash. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I got better things to do. Be less like Rotten Tomatoes and more like their own thing. I hear you. That's the thing. I actually like the idea of comic book roundup. Oh wow. Well, see, that's what happens, Gypsy. You had an idea for and you posted about IGN. You want my you also created the bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Damn, this guy. All right. It would be nice if they started counting YouTube channels. It happens. It happens. I'm gonna have something pretty cool to announce one of these days soon anyway, so that'll be interesting. Industry blogs. Yobwak 1000 1K. You think Barbara Gordon taking on the Oracle title is a good look for my novice review? I feel like DC doesn't know how to market Barbara. DC doesn't know how to market anything that is not Batman specific. So even the Bat family. So let me start opening up a couple more things as I'm talking to you guys. Case in point, you know what I just got today? Ha-bam! This just got announced not too long ago. And yeah, I'm one of those guys who also customized my own J. Jonah Jameson using the Killmonger. So I had a head for him that came with a chameleon figure back in the day. I've got all the heads from one, so I took that J. Jonah Jameson head and I boop, popped it on the not Killmonger, Ulysses S. Claw, right? The movie version, and I got rid of the cock arm, and I put on his regular arm, and I never actually got around to painting over the arm that has the tattoos on it, but that's really all I got to do, and it looks good. Saying like that's J. Jonah to me, but this one, they're actually putting out a J. Jonah, and that newspaper. Look at that. That's actually full. And there's the rolled up one also to beat your dog with it when he's bad and he pees on the rug. You heard me. He's got a fist, two fists so he can smash his hand on the table. He's got the open hand to hold the newspaper, and he's got this pointing finger. So you'd be like, shove it up your ass. Oh no. So you'd be like, get me pictures of Spider-Man. I love it. I love it. So here, let me use my little knife. And it's a little dollar store knife, so it doesn't lock unless you make it lock. So let me make it lock. There we go. It is locked. All right. And I don't save my boxes. People, you're opening this stuff. Yes, right. I open my blister packs, my clam shells, whatever you're going to call it, because I freaking want my toys to breathe. Like, who would keep an awesome toy, action figure, in a thing, in a clamshell? It's for display. You're a savage. That's what you are. So look at this. On both sides of this newspaper, it doesn't actually open up. That's a shame, but it's actually got Electro speaks out. Oh, and on the back, it's also, this is one of the next figures coming out, the Deathlock version, cyborg version of Spider-Man. It's not out yet. They also had the black cat there, but like, I've got 2 black cats. I don't need another one. You know what I'm saying? I really just don't have another. I don't have a need for another black cat. Like 3 black cat toys, that's a lot. So yeah, but anyway, that's out also if anybody's interested, in case you don't have a version. So here's the hands, the hand to actually hold stuff. Here's the finger, so he can pick his nose, or get me back for Spider-Man. Boom! Pop this puppy out. Put this guy back in. But there's a bottom piece that holds the newspaper also, and one of the legs. In case he pees on his leg, I guess. I don't know. And there we go. Bang! J. Jonah Jameson on the back. He's got the darker, like those old school vests. It's good, because you sweat, so it actually doesn't hold the sweat. So bang! I like it. I like it a lot. You hold his newspaper. No, seriously, I'm telling you to hold your newspaper. Don't embarrass me. So you can hold it up. Yeah, he's already yelling. You can bang that fist on the desk. Grr! Pictures, damn it. Oh, I love it. Front page. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love. They got a new. I love the tie on him. Look at it. It's all ruffled and scruffed and whatnot. That tagline looks so familiar. Apparent comic scatter. Oh, yeah, because the way that people are. What's up, Muhammad? The way that people are. Oh, yes. Yes, I am, because he just sent me some cool stuff, man. I love when I find more Jim Cornette fans, dude. Love it, love it, love it. So, is there even Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane figures? Not really. Not new enough ones. They did make a Perry White one, I believe, from the Man of Steel movie, but I don't think they did much else. They actually do have a Clark Kent one, which, like, I'm a little jealous. They have a Clark Kent one. But the most I've seen it, or the cheapest I've seen it sold for, is like $80, and I'm like, I don't like it that much. So I'll see what I can do about customizing my own, because I do want to tell some Superman stories. I already started opening this on the side, but here we go. Yeah, that's right, guys. I got the whole line. So I'm going to be opening all of these guys. So you already saw me opening the Gwenpool, the Ghost Spider Gwenpool. So there's that. Cornette will kill Russo one of these days. Gosh, I hope not. I really don't want to have that, the great Brian Last going to prison and holding it outside of his cell. So what do you say about now? Somebody actually just called me the great Brian Last not too long ago on one of the things here. It's like, are you the great Brian Last? I'm like, dude, you think that I could cheat and get an interview with Cornette? I would love to talk to Corny. So this is cool because here, let me actually just finish popping this guy completely out. And sorry if that's loud for some of you guys. Headphone wearers are probably like, you're killing me. So I got Carnage, and Carnage is actually really epic in this one because, I also have the Venom. I opened that one of these days. The Gwenpool and the Venom. I opened them both, and I remember saying I shouldn't have done this, but I wasn't thinking I was going to get the whole Build-A-Figure. In fact, you remember I only had the chest part, but I went and I found somebody who was selling the head and the legs. The legs go with Phage, and the head comes with Carnage. So now I've got two heads. I'm not upset at that at all because I wasn't thinking about getting the rest of the line, but I was like, I got to get the rest of the damn line. So anyway, I can pull out the tongue on one of these and soften it up a little and then paint it black inside. So he's just got like, an open mouth, and then I can have the tongue also. But I'm going to have an extra set of legs now, and I don't know what I'm going to do with those. So whatever. There's only like $5 Canadian for each one, like 5 and 5. So whatever. And I was going up there anyway to collect some other pieces of something else. Not telling you what that was all about. Excuse me. So there's the regular head on here for him. And then there is this is what's so cool. Donny Cates. I really hope that he's getting a percentage. And I think that he is, because if you guys saw the, what is it? The Richard, I always want to say Richard Dent, Harvey Dent. Harvey Richards. So Harvey Richards, he's a former editor from DC, and he was fired, and he says, and with good reason, that he was fired because they didn't like the idea of minorities there or whatever. So they already made up their mind about him, and boom, it's messed up, but it is what it is. What's up, Bagel? You want to come up? Oh, there you go, girl. What's up? How is my girl? You gonna say hi to everybody? So anyway, so Yabo Jim Cornette, I frued up watching the Von Erichs. So spent days watching him in his tennis racket. Dude, Corny was just the best. He can get anybody pissed off. Like, honestly, him and wouldn't it be great to have a podcast with him and Classy Freddie Blassie? Wouldn't that have just been the best? Man, what we're missing out on now by not having that. Anyway, so this guy right here, this attaches to the back. And anyway, so I talked to him, and he said that yes, Marvel guys do get a commission for these things, because I only asked 2 people, Cates and Rosenberg. Neither of them wanted to talk about it. So according to Richards, they do get a commission, but not as much as the DC guys get. So anyway, yeah, bang. Boom. So like, for real, go and check out that interview, because hey, Bagel, stop pushing me, because it's really informative, I think. And even if you don't care about the whole racism aspect, that's fine. It's cool. But at the same time, there's a lot. We talked for an hour and a half on camera. We talked for more than an hour and a half afterwards. I got a lot of behind the scenes stuff of what goes on in Marvel. And sometimes they look like this. This is a new version of Morbius. I've actually got the original Morbius figure. It is nice. I said that like Borat. Tried to get that away from you guys as quickly as I could. I apologize. Am I allergic to you? Did that suddenly happen? Did that suddenly happen? Is that a thing now? So, yeah, I apologize. But anyway, I forget what I was saying. Damn it. I got the original version of Morbius. So now I've got a newer version of Morbius. And it's got one of the arms in here. So, are you kidding me? I straight up missed the... or did I open from the other side? I opened it from the other side. I'm like, how could I miss the tape? It was the sole purpose for going into the damn thing. So anyway, let me pop out Morbius for the movie with Jared Leto coming out soon. Oh, the cape goes on and off. I guess that makes sense. Nice little purple cape. It doesn't look bad. So here he is in all his glory. He doesn't come with extra hands, which I guess is fine because like what else is he going to do with his hands, right? Maybe have a hand that'll hold a beaker, you know. But this does come with his Venompool's arm. So let me put this stuff away really quick, and I'm going to show you something very interesting. Oh, come on. We don't have to do the freaking Jared Leto sucks. I mean, I agree, but like, I'm not a fan of his acting. What was the name of his band? That wasn't the Killers, was it? The Killers I have a bit of an issue with. Those goofy buttheads, those butthole surfer types. I like the butthole surfers. They were a good band. That song Pepper, like it's just you can listen to that any day of the week. Anyway, 30 Seconds to Mars. Okay, that was the one. An ex-girlfriend used to listen to them, so I don't like them by nature. Anyway, what's funny is even though the Jared Leto Morbius doesn't come with an extra set of hands, this Build-A-Figure does. So a lot of times with like my Red Hulk and certain other Build-A-Figure, or they're not Build-A-Figures anymore. The ones that actually come all put together, they'll come with an extra set of hands like fists and open hands. In this particular case, he comes with a hand so he can hold his swords and a hand that's just open so he can scratch people's faces off. So this is his left hand, and I already have these parts. So let me stick this on, and you can see the swords. Yes, the swords actually come out. I showed that before, and apparently I'm an idiot. How is this possible? This is clearly what is going on here. This is clearly his right, or excuse me, his left hand, but his or arm, but his left hand, and even the part here comes with the other hand. Oh, I might be in a little bit of trouble here. Oh no. I think I've been screwed. Same thing here. So here's Miles. I think I've been doinked on the hand. Okay, don't mess with me right now, Bagel. I got a knife and it'll land on you. And I promise you, if I have to eat you, I will. Because I'm not going to let you go to waste. And let's face it, if I died, you would eat me, right? Yes, you would. You would eat me. So anyway, let's pop this open. What's going on? I got doinked on the hands. I always hear people talking about how they got screwed out of this and screwed out of that, and it's like, wow, that sucks. I've been very fortunate. Well, in this particular case, no, I have not. Yo, for reals, I think somebody just replaced the wrong hands in here for me. How rude. Okay, which hands are supposed to come with who? So who actually screwed me over? Miles is number 4. He's supposed to be the left hand, so not Phage. Who's the right hand? 1. Morbius. F. Jared Leto. F. Jared Leto. Jared Leto screwed me. It obviously wasn't him directly. Yo, I got screwed, man. Fagel can do what she wants. Not if it involves her getting a knife dropped into her back. What are you doing? You playing with this? This is not for you. You're gonna eat it. She tried to eat it. It specifically says don't eat the toys, and she's like, do what I want. I'm Bagel. You see that? Turns out that Mark was right. 2 left hands. F. Jared Leto, Professor. Oh no, don't meme that. Don't meme. You're so wrong, dude. So yeah, I've got 2 left arms. Damn it! Ain't that something? Ain't that just something? This is something that I shouldn't have to look out for. But I'm like clearly looking at the design, and yeah, you buttheads. So I've got the correct hands, but they gave me the wrong arm. these jerk faces. Okay, so keep those over there. So I can't complete my Build-A-Figure. Damn it! Oh, they screw you and they screw you and they screw you again. Who said that? Who said that famous line? Can't remember. So anyway, yeah, the correct hands, but not the correct arm. I can't even like fake this, can I? Can I? I'll fake it if I can. Oh, wait a second. Well, Durf, it was okay, never mind. It was backwards. It's not completely my fault. Okay, I'm completing my bath right now, damn it. Shut up. Make fun of me all you want. I don't even care. I can take it. Oh man. Okay, fine. So there we go. So a lot of people love this. Like, I'm a member of a lot of the different communities online where they check out the different Build-A-Figures and whatnot. And there's a lot of people who are absolutely in love with this. Me, I'm kind of meh for the most part. It's nice. Like, I'm not complaining about it. It's this, like he's huge, and he comes with the 2 extra hands, right? To hold his swords. The swords do indeed actually come out, so use them. And again, I've got 2 extra legs, which I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I've got the extra head, so I can actually pull out the tongue on one of these, so that he doesn't have to always have the tongue out. Yeah, I'm not complaining about this. And actually, you know what? This is something that I was just asked about before. I could actually. Yes, it is Joe Pesci in Lethal Weapon. Mark McKeever, brah, you are a freaking legend today. Hell's yes, you are a Marvel legend. Yes, it's Joe Pesci. That's right. I think he was saying that to Chris Rock in Lethal Weapon 4. They F you and they F you and they F you again. Anyway, hey, okay, I'm sorry. I love you so much, but can you get down, please? Go ahead. Go ahead. I love you. Love you. Bye bye. So there we go. And the venomized Miles. So this is actually a good point. Hey, are you interested in telling more stories? Like, would you do this? So yeah, this actually did add, or this does actually add to my stories, and I don't know what I'm going to add to them yet. But it's the idea that I can now. So if I want to do a bunch of venomized things and whatnot, because I've already got what's her name? Oh, what the hell's her name? I know her name. The Toxin. I've got Toxin. No, Toxin is the red one. Crap, Scream. I've got Scream from the other wave. Also, I've got Toxin. I've got Scream from the previous waves, right? So now I've got more symbiotes for in case God is coming, just in time for the King in Black. And then here they've also got Phage. So let me pop him open. Looks like he's actually got a hand that opens into a claw, which is seriously badass. And I guess they didn't think that anybody was going to be interested in Phage because he comes with both legs. Instead of doing like an extra symbiote character, they just made Phage with both legs. Because if you're not interested in symbiotes, then this is a horrible wave for you. I really thought I was just going to skip on the whole thing. But I remember thinking, you know what? Buying this stuff at retail, even if I never use it, it's still probably like if I never use it, then I'm whatever. I just did a dumb thing. But if I do ever use this, I'd rather have already bought them at retail than have to freaking bargain with somebody online. There we go. So, oh no. Hey, babe, when you're ready, can you come out? Bedroom door closed. Not going to do that screaming thing. I've actually got more stuff out on the kitchen that I just got also. But I got them loose, so I opened them. We'll show you those things also. And, so there's Phage. And yes, this actually, you can actually pop out one of his hands, pop off one of his hands, stick this one in there. I think I'm getting some of this gunk in there too. So put this upside down and then boom, he's got this clawed or this slashing type weapon. Oh, is it? Animaniacs is back. Oh wow. I didn't really get into them too much when I was a kid, but actually I would have been older. Yeah, Animaniacs came out when I was Animaniacs came out when I was in high school. Yeah. So I remember there were some people who were just like, Animaniacs is awesome. I really liked Pinky and the Brain. But yeah, Animaniacs was like, take them, leave them. There's also Buster and Babs Bunny. One of the kids that we hung out with used to like Animaniacs and all that. Hello, nurse, he used to always say. Okay, I've got one. So I just built this figure, but I've also got one more Venomized thing, and I just talked about Toxin, right? Well, Toxin is supposed to be like the potentially the most dangerous one. He's like the 1,000th symbiote. But anyway, there's also this version of Toxin that just came out. So found him, bought him, boom. We good. So let me pop this puppy open. So it's cool that they do a bunch of these because like making this a Build-A-Figure, not a lot of people would be interested in this, right? But they put it in this and it's like, hey, if you want it, I'm just saying. And yeah, people went crazy over this. So, oh, whoa. Here's the background. Some nice webbage. I like it. Gives me some ideas for some stuff I can do. Put this when things fall on the ground. Put that over there. Okay. This thing fell with some of his background symbiote explosive stuffs. Okay. Oh, ha! He comes without his back attached. There's a lot of stuff in here, and it's all like the little Venus flytrap looking stuff. Okay, so he comes without his back attached. That's fine. If you remember when I unboxed the Strong Guy Build-A-Figure, he came with there was like 6 figures that you had to buy. One of them only had his back. The stuff that I washed and it's on the kitchen drainer, can you bring those, please? Thank you. So anyway, yeah, I think it was Black Tom Cassidy, if I remember correctly. He came with the back of Strong Guy. They don't call him Guido anymore. I guess somebody's finally trying to not make fun of us Italians. All right. Put this, who cares? So boom, Toxin without all of his stuff on, including his back. So you can actually see the inside of him. This is a lot how this is somewhat similar to the way that the figures look if you crack their chest open. They do have the little parts that hold the arms in, except that they've got extra stuff on here. Okay, whoops, didn't put this away. Thank you. Cool. Put these, what I just drop? I didn't drop it. And cool, thank you very much. Okay. So anyway, let's just continue with Toxin here. Let me put his back piece on. Well, I guess that's upside down because you look at the color scheme. And so anyway, if you're ever going to do customizing, there's a lot of people who want to do like when you do customizing, one of the things you're very quickly going to get into is actually changing the arms and whatnot of the figures because you want to put like a jacket on somebody. And a lot of times customizers will jump on things way too quickly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, let's do stuff. Let's do stuff. Let's just one of the guys, they wanted to put a jacket on Cyclops when the Cyclops figure came out for the Warlock wave. And then after everybody was finished putting the jacket on that Cyclops, suddenly they made a Cyclops with the jacket. And it came in the 3-pack that came with Jean Grey. And that's the only way you could get Jean Grey, not in her Phoenix form. And it's like, God damn it. of all the things they did, the other one in that 3-pack was Wolverine, and it was a Wolverine with a bunch of rips all over his mask and whatnot. So it's like, damn it, we need that Wolverine too. Ah, man. Anyway, so there's a lot of this stuff. My son loves Toxin. I'm gonna have to get that figure. Well, Salami Tommy, really? Really? Are you making fun of Italians? Anyway, I don't really care. Lucas Bueno, you're gonna read X-Men Legends? X-Men Legends, what is X-Men Legends? X-Men Legends. I feel like I should know this thing. It's got to be called something else. You mean the one with the Chris Claremont thing that's coming out, the big pack? Because I put in 2 submissions to get that. I wouldn't be upset if I won. I'm just saying. Okay, so here's one of these things. Jesus, insane. Okay, how do I put this on? Look at this. Like, look how detailed that is. I want to paint these because I mean, this is nice and all, but I want to put some green paint on this. It's this big Venus flytrap looking thing with a symbiote. So one of them, okay, this one clearly goes on top. I say clearly, and I'm probably going to change my mind on that. Nope, clearly goes up here. And the other big one with more, 3 more, like some closed, some open mouthed. Another one down there, you see it? Yeah, if these were painted, I'm going to try and weather these. So weathering, in case you're curious, is when you take like a dark brush and it's a dry brush. So don't put any water on it at first. You know what I'm saying? Just use the paint and then find like a paper towel or whatever or cloth and just start like putting the brush into the towel. So you're getting most of the paint off. Seems counterproductive, right? No, because there's still just enough paint on there that you can now go on here and start kind of feathering the thing that you're trying to dry brush, and this way it gives it a really nice weathered look. It looks like it's dirt all over that. You want to do like walls on your dioramas or on your toys even, excuse me, action figures. Then that's the way you do it. You weather it. So let's see how this goes. Imagine, but I could be imagining incorrectly. Could be imagining incoherently, in fact. Definitely can't go like that, can it? I have to go like this. No, I'm probably wrong. Well then, I mean, could it go over here? Could I have this one in the wrong one? Doesn't look like it. I think I'm right with this one. I've got to be right because of the way that's, I mean, it doesn't lock in. That's why I'm a little bit curious. Anyway, this would have to go like this, yes? I'm not going to go crazy with this right now, but I kind of want to. It's the obsessive compulsive me. Okay, it's got to go like this. And sure enough, that doesn't look like it would fit, but it does. There's the 2 holes in the back where you'd put these things. So boom, huge, ugly guy like this. And he's got these 2, which I don't even know where these would go. Is there anything else on him? Like you'd figure on his legs or something. I guess you could just like stick him on his hands. On his wrists. And then let me put him up next to Venom Pool over here. I'll get to the comments in a moment. Sorry, guys. So yeah, those are 2 really wicked and huge characters. So try and get your hands on the regular Toxin that came with the Green Goblin wave. That's the ultimate Green Goblin wave, mind you. The big, gigantic, big green Hulk-looking Green Goblin with the fire all around him. That's where the original Black Cat toy for the Marvel Legends came out. That's the first one I've got. Toxin was one of the characters in there, and it was considered a variant because the other character that came with the exact same Build-A-Figure was Carnage. And I don't think I ever actually got that version of Carnage. I like the newer one that came out with the monster Venom, which I've got the monster version of Venom also, not the Build-A-Figure one though, the new one that's still in stores. But anyway, boom. So there's a lot of Venom stuff out. And I definitely need to weather this because it's too bright for me. One of the so Salami Tommy, um this is my son's old account on my laptop. It's all good, brother. Um what do you call it? This looks like it is really good for kids because it's very bright. Even the black part, it's so shiny. So I'm going to definitely weather this because it's too shiny for the stories that I want to tell personally. And I kind of want to get another head and do the same thing. I wonder if this head would actually, okay, the paint job is not anywhere near this, but no, I want to get another head. So here's the thing about us, I want to say alterers, us customizers, is for me, it's actually worth buying, like spending $40 Canadian, which $30 or so US. It's worth it for me to buy another one of these whole figures just for the head. Like, first off, maybe I could, it'd be nice to get an extra set of hands so I can have them open with the claws. So there's that also. Maybe even with the new body with the other legs, actually have the toes curled down so you could be like perched on the edge of a building top, a rooftop. So that would actually be cool. Maybe have like a hole. If I can actually get what is it called? Probably just get like a regular rod, and heat it up big time and actually puncture through. Probably do it like lower just to make sure I don't get the shoulder joints. But I want to get it mainly for the head so that I can actually rip out the tongue. So that's optional to put it in or out. I could just put a metal rod on it so that I can, and then a divot inside so I can actually slide it in or out if I wanted to. But you look at the joint for the jaw. I think you can see it better here. Yeah. You can actually see there's a joint right down there at the bottom. And I could just slice that right off. And then with the tongue removed, I could actually, I don't know if I could put a hinge in there. If I got deep enough and I covered it with paint, I might be able to slip a really tiny metal rod in there. But worst case scenario, I could just heat this up and make it so the tongue or the mouth would close all the way. So the question is, how many stories am I going to be telling with this? Sometimes I like doing it just for the sake of doing it, just to, see if I can do it. So there's that. And my biggest problem is I don't record those, and I need to. I need to start doing that. So a whole bunch of new symbiotes here, including Null, Crazied, um, Carnage. The Venom that doesn't come with any of Build-A-Figure pieces, and it's the movie version. I really liked it because it also comes with the Venom Crazied head also. And then I've got this guy here, my J. Jonah Jameson. It's a Spider-Man themed thing. And of course his mentor, Tony Stark. Can you imagine having Tony Stark as your mentor? But it's the Hornhead Tony, which is effing amazing. Got my Jim Cornette stuff there. I got my new phone. We put all this stuff over here. And I'm going to get to this other thing in a minute, but I want to show you these things here because one of them is also a Spider-Man. So this is from the Vulture wave. And what's funny is I have the whole, no, I don't. I'm missing two parts, two Build-A-Figure pieces for the movie version of Vulture. I have the comic book version of Vulture, and I love it. I'm going to, like, that's the one I want to use. But the collector in me still kind of hunkers down and wants those two last pieces to complete that Build-A-Figure. Anyway, it's one of the pieces comes with him, and the other piece comes with the other Spider-Man. There's actually three Spider-Mans in this wave. One of them doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure at all, and one of them actually it's a regular Spider-Man, boom, whatever. And then there's this one, which I just really wanted this figure, but I got him loose. So that means not in the box and not with the Build-A-Figure piece. So it is what it is. So he's got his hood down in the back. I can also pop off the head and take the hood out, and then put this on, and then put the head back inside of here, so it would actually be like covered head. So this is the final the original costume that he just sewed together himself, and you can see he's got the web slinging hand and the fist, and he comes with interchangeable parts, so I can have I can have him web slinging with the other hand also and making a fist with this hand also. He doesn't come with the ones, he doesn't come with like, the standard holding something, and he doesn't come with the wall crawling one. That's fine because I've got plenty of extra hands that I don't need. And it's cheap enough to order them off of eBay so that I can actually put a bunch of these together like that. And then outside of the Spider-Man realm, I just got this Baron Zemo. So the original, the father, Baron Zemo, right there. So that's cool. This is one of the old Marvel Legends waves that were actually Toy Biz. And no, he's super loose and whatnot. I don't mind. And the gun that's in there, the pistol, that Luger, it doesn't actually come out. So it's molded in there. It's part of a whole mold for the holster. And you can see the hands actually open and close. So they've got a joint there. And it's really weird. Like, I don't know what I would do with the hand that does that, but this side here, it makes a fist, or you can hold things. That's kind of cool. But when you open it, like to take something, it's like, I'm going to take this thing. Like it's cat paw. It's really weird. Let me get some comments here. Donny Cates and Scott Snyder want to work together on a crossover. Not from the conversation I had with them. What do you think of the like friendly things on Twitter is cool, but Mohammed says, what do you think of the outlawed event so far as we reach a quarter of the way? I'm still reading it, so I'm curious to see where it goes. Yeah, we'll see. You'd love to see Scott Snyder tackle Constantine. Constantine. That's actually the character. If you remember the interview I had with Cates, he also, like, if he ever went to DC, I did that live. One of the guys was like, "Hey, which DC character would you like to do?" And he's just like, "Oh, Constantine, done." Like, that's interesting because it was only a couple days after he did my interview that he found himself in England, jolly old England, and that's where he put up that picture of him and Alan Moore, which I think was freaking great. It was like the perfect timing to do something like that. John, DC has more problems and problems upon problems. There's a couple problems there. I see some problems with your syntax there. Salami, I really hope you do videos showing some customization. It's one of the things my son wants to do. There are a few videos out there of customization, but yeah, I want to build my dioramas. I just need space to build them and then space to store them. That's my biggest problem. Even just saying building dioramas, I'm positive that my wife is out there. She can hear me. She's getting agita right now, like heartburn, acid reflux, acid reflux, just, no, we don't have space. The toys are taking over the house. But yeah, I will try and do a bunch of those. We got the OG, the original gangster. Is this Ice-T? Because that'd be cool. Ice-T, like, all the respect in the world, man. Colors. I am a black man walking, psychopath talking, king of the streets, just a gangster talking. I forget how the whole song goes. Quick as my fuse, dead as the dead man for the colors they choose. Red or blue for blood, it just don't matter. Sucker, die for your life when my shotgun scatter colors. Boom. So, OG. Ketchup Red Spidey. Is that the old Unicron toy from the early 2000s? It is. Owned as a kid that I spy in the background. Yes, it is. I actually got it from a thrift store, so I don't have the wings on the back, which kind of bothers me a little bit, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, the knockoff Devastator, which is the gravity builder Devastator, oversized. Just the best Devastator that's ever been made. And like I said, if anybody knows about those Wei Zheng Jin Bao, I'm thinking about ordering one from AliExpress because it's super cheap. And if it holds up and I can do my my stuff with it, I don't know if anybody remembers. I think it was Transformers issue number 25. If I remember, the Marvel run, the original run on Transformers comic books, the guys who actually made the names for these comic books and the stories and the backgrounds for them, Budiansky and Shooter specifically. And Shooter needs to be in the Transformers Hall of Fame. That is a huge disservice that Hasbro and Takara are doing by not putting him in the Hall of Fame for Transformers specifically. He's the one who came up with the name Cybertron and the backstory for there and whatnot. Still one of the most humble guys in the world, man. It's cool about it. So anyway, he what do you call it? There was that one, I think it was issue 25, where it was the Predacons versus Shockwave sent the Predacons after Megatron, and he had to fight them off, and like it was a hell of a battle. And Megatron was funked up, like his face was coming off, he was smoking, and then Shockwave just showed up. It's like, pathetic Megatron. Boom, 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 and just like wasted him. Dude, Shockwave in the Marvel Comics was not the Shockwave from the cartoon. Shockwave from the cartoon was a punk. Shockwave in the cartoon is the reason why I 1,000% preferred the comic book to the cartoon any day of the week, dude. That original Marvel Comics run was amazing. What happened to John Byrne? I don't know what happened to John Byrne. What John Byrne do? Excuse me. Oh, wait, what's this? Somebody saying something. Mark Rero, writer, was fired from Superman and Lois. Oh, was trying to claim racism, but what she has actually said has been very petty. It's funny they didn't go with her idea of Black Kents. Oh, I don't know that story, so I don't really want to comment on it. If that was the whole thing, though, then yeah, I'm gonna say that's no. So see, there's this character that DC owns called Icon, and I don't think they should own the rights to it. But please do that story. I want to read that story. That's the Black Superman that I want to read, or do Earth's 23 Superman. You know what I'm saying? But stop changing characters because you've ran out of ideas. Like give me new characters. Give me characters that haven't been told yet. Give me this guy. Give me freaking Static Shock, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Give me Static Shock. When I showed that to Harvey Dent, he was cool on camera, but when we went off camera, he's like, "Show me that Static Shock again." It's like, dude, you just have Static Shock. That's awesome. He's just like, dude, I would love to get my hands on that character. I was like, you can still find them. Go to collectors, but this one's mine. Sorry. He loved that I just pulled that out of nowhere. This is my DC wall. This is my Marvel wall and some Transformers, but in my opinion, they're still Marvel. My son mainly wants to customize figures, do stop motions. Yeah, that's what I want to do too. I want to do stop motions. I just have to get. I did one. I did two. I did two. I don't remember if I put both of them up on my Instagram. The first one I did just my test with Elektra, but then I did a thing with on the Christmas episode last year for Comic Book University, the This Week in Comics, the one for Christmas. It was a big long thing. I had guests come on over and whatnot, and I actually did a stop motion with Suicide Squad. I did my version of the Suicide Squad. There were some Sharkticons in there. I'm just saying. I had fun with it. As a young comic reader, I love how independent companies are rising in preeminence due to stellar writing. The Boys, something is killing the children. No, this is good. Yeah, I'm digging on what the independents are doing, especially with some of the frustrations that I'm having right now with the constant recycling of stories in Marvel and DC. So seeing stuff, like the new takes on things like The Boys and brand new content like Something is Killing the Children. Yeah, absolutely love seeing some of this new stuff. Practically everything I ever ordered cheap from China was not worth it. I hear you, OG. That's one of the things I'm afraid of. But like with the Wei Jiang stuff, the Jin Bao, I haven't usually come across a problem with those. Enjoying how the indie comics publishers are developing their stories. Agreed. I love that Netflix toys that made us series. He-Man and Transformers, dude. Those are some of the best shows that are on TV. Hey, Tommy, what's up, cuz? I ain't gonna punish you for being late, but you know me, former military. Drop and give me 20. Uh, I actually make my sons do push-ups when they do bad. I'm like, you owe me a push-up. Oh, wow. What did you just do? You owe me 2 push-ups. The most I'll give him is 5. I'll be like, I'm going to smoke you. I'm going to smoke you. I'm going to make your arms turn to jello. Give me 5 push-ups. My youngest son, though, my 5-year-old, when I do that to him, he'll be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll be like, I did 1 more. I'm like, dude, man, he's not going to be Army. He's going to be Marine. You know what I'm saying? Like the Marines are the ones where it's like, and 1 more for the Corps. It's like, oh man, this kid's gonna be a Marine. He's gonna make fun of me for only being in the Army. Like, dude, wow. Um, Shockwave in Transformers Animated was manipulative badass. He was, but he wasn't the same as in the dude. You have to read the Marvel comics to know what he was in the freaking because he just seemed more of a butt kisser, but in the TV show. But you got to see the comics, man. He was amazing. I have two spotlights on stories for the first 7 or 8 issues of Transformers, whatever it is. I did the first 4, and then I did the next 3 or 4. So yeah, because like check out that version of Shockwave. Hopefully, Static does well at the box office. Maybe we can get movies for Icon, Jamie Reyes, Blue Beetle, and other lesser known. See, there's a Latino superhero I'd like to see be put out. Jamie Reyes, man. I dig the Power Rangers comics right now. That count as independent? It does. It absolutely does. It's licensed and it's independent. I dig the. You just said that. The comment's so nice. He had to say it twice. Um, are you intrigued or excited for Power Pack's return next week? I never really got into the Power Pack. I know, sorry, Cardinal Sin, but I never really got into Power Pack that much. I know it's Louise Simonson. Walter Simonson is one of my favorite, writers out there, and she killed Superman. She's one of the people who killed Superman, so you gotta love her also. Her X Factor stuff was stellar. She created Apocalypse, for crying out loud. Oh, I missed. There's a little, I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a little tiny like fruit fly, actually small on that. Some little thing flying around. It's like, what? I guess I put too much water in my plants out there. Disney kind of sucks at home video. What? They never finish releasing their shows, not even the Marvel Netflix shows. Well, here's the thing about Disney. Tommy, yes, sir. Hey, man, don't call me sir. I work for a living. Seriously, I work for a living. um, with Disney, their DVD game is actually, the kids say it's on fleek, man. It's up there. Like their DVD sales game is up there. Think about the tactic and being former in marketing, I actually looked at this stuff. I looked into it. They used to make it so that they would release their DVDs before the streaming service came out, before Disney Plus. They'd have the DVD and they say, oh, we're going to put out the Lion King right now. First time on DVD and Blu-ray first time on DVD since 5 years. And they'll put it out there. So before they put it out, the only way you can get it is if you find it used from somebody at like a yard sale or something, So then they put it out, and they'd only put it out for like a month, maybe two, maybe two. And they would promote it hard, be like, hey, here's your chance to get Lion King or Beauty and the Beast or whatever. And then after that month goes, they would stop production, stop shipment, stop everything. They're done, son. So if you missed it, you're thinking to yourself, well, I'd like to buy this, but it'd be the sense of too late. Now, why would they do that? Because when they put out Toy Story next month and they advertise it big, you'll learn your lesson and you'll buy that DVD pronto. Or if you don't, you'll learn the lesson when it stops. And that's when they suddenly put out, I don't know, Pinocchio or whatever the hell else they're going to put out. That's, like, oh, check it out. And here's all this new stuff. Lithographs. Remember when lithographs were a thing? Who cares about a lithograph, for crying out loud? Anyway, that was their marketing technique. And it was a big deal. It was a huge deal back in the day. I think that Beauty and the Beast and all the shows are always available on Disney streaming right now. So, but it's also it's funny. Mulan is actually the DVD is already out. It's been out for like 2 weeks now at least, but that should actually be available to us Disney Plus subscribers December 4th, I believe. So looking forward to seeing that. Whatever. Mr. DC Comics, now that you're here, I'll show this second to last toy that I wanted to show you guys. Look at this. I actually used to have this figure back in the day. I got all the toys together and I built him. This collect and connect. They wouldn't call them Build-A-Figures. That's a Marvel Legends thing. But the collect and connect, the CNCs instead of the BAFs. So bang. Ooh, hard to turn that waist, huh? That's fine. He doesn't need to turn his waist too much. But look at this to go with my Hawkman stuff. So, boom. And you could check out the 10 things about the character. Yeah, I'm digging on that, man. This is like I'm happy to have him again. And compared to the regular sized figures, I mean, he should be about 12 feet tall. He usually stayed about 8 to 12 feet tall in the comic books, just because when he realized that he can actually grow like this. Anyway, boom. So yeah, this is a collect and connect from back in like 2008 or so, and somebody was selling 60 Canadian. I'm like, here you go. Actually, no, he dropped it to 40. He dropped it to 40, and I was like, dude, here you go, because people missed him on the first turn, so it was on an auction. Nobody wanted him, so I was like, I just lucked out because I contacted the guy. I was like, hey, bud, let me see if I give you 40 for him. He's like, yeah, take them. I'm like, yes. So that was cool. I've got one last toy to show you guys. It's probably going to be a bunch of people who don't care. That's on you. But I got a Frankenstein. See, I'm old. You know what I'm saying? I'm old. And I like my old toys. I like my old stuff. And I love telling horror stories. And this old school Frankenstein right here, I'm going to pop him open. This is epic. Got a Wolfman, like the actual Marvel Wolfman. I got this. I got a zombie coming. I don't think I actually purchased the Marvel version of Frankenstein, but I really want to get my hands on the Marvel version of Dracula. But again, not that for anybody who's heard me say this a million times. Sorry, but here's a million and one. I don't want to get the red armor Dracula. I want the original tuxedo with the cape with the red inside version. Oh, there's tape on this. Interesting. So here we go. This is actually from eBay, and it's a collector in China. So yeah, I've usually, like, you got to get to know people. You got to look at their reviews. You know what I'm saying? You got to, even if they've got like 1,000 positive reviews, but one negative review, you got to see how long ago was it. You got to see what was said, what was sold, and how it was handled. You get what I'm saying? Because maybe it's just somebody who's being, a Karen. It could just be a little goofball. It's just like, I didn't like that. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, whatever. Nobody cares what you've got to say because you don't have anything relevant to say. Maybe they have something very relevant to say. Maybe they have a legitimate complaint. And if the other person at least tries to handle it, boom. Especially if you see them say something like, I wish you would have contacted me first instead of just going straight to here. Because then for me, it doesn't matter if they handled the person properly afterwards. Oh, this is really light. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. The idea is that they do care about their reputation. So they don't want a bad Yelp review or whatever that review would be, which means you can actually deal with this person. You can say, hey, I'd really like to try and figure this out, just you and me, instead of, whatever. And you don't have to threaten them, but you imply that, I will go on Yelp or I will give you a bad review or whatever. And again, if they care, that's a big deal. Now you can actually work with this person if there's something wrong with the shipment or with whatever. So there's that. So this is the first time that I've ever, oh my God, there's so many layers to this. So this, my peeps, is what we call a 1/12, well, it's 1/12 scale. You're going to see that in a moment, but 1/12 collectibles. So they're scaling down a lot of what they've done. These things are usually a lot of money. These things usually retail for about $100 some odd Canadian. I don't pay $100 some odd for my toys. Never have. Don't think I ever will. I just don't have any toys I really like that much. Maybe a wave, but not one. So put all these things back so I can get rid of them. Put this in there. Okay, so you're about to see some, hopefully, amazing articulation and whatnot. Make sure I'm not missing anything in here. No, it looks good. There's a salt pack. It says these silicone packs, it's funny. they, whatever. I think you can see it here, and even if you can't, whatever. It's a silicone pack. It's just got like absorbative materials in there. They say don't put in your mouth. It's not poison. It will not kill you. What it will do is dehydrate you. It will give you the worst cotton mouth you could possibly imagine. Um, because yeah, we asked the question. We asked the question in school. Hey, what will this do? So it's like, well, here you go. Try one. So all of us who tried it, it's just, oh my God, I got no spit in my mouth. I can't get anything out. And it was like really, really bad. But that's what they do. So anyway, the Legend Creations is a 1/12 collectible, and I'm loving it. Loving it. So I can actually store it away in this bag. To keep it away, I've got oops, here's another piece. They always keep these really nice. So it's got extra hands for like, trying to grab on, like, whatever, and actually grab onto you. Let's put it here. You can see it really good over my shirt. So it's actually, to reach forward. These great horror movies. Here's the angry, stupid angry face. Yeah, digging that. And it's actually like the Universal Pictures stuff. He's actually got the little lightning rod things in the side of his head. And then here's the regular face, the whole body. These things have incredible articulation. They just feel, oh God, feel so real. The wrist swivel is actually a forearm swivel. You can actually see it here because they don't want to have those joints on the wrist. Usually not the most helpful if you want to do this and stuff like that, but with a Frankenstein's monster, it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to get back to the comments in a moment, my peeps. So, boom. You can do all of these things. Look at that, just kicking his own ass. And it's very light compared to a Marvel figure, a Marvel Legends figure. It's actually very light, but good sizing. Look at that. Frankenstein should be taller than these guys. And he's just a little bit taller, so he can actually be effectively scary. Let's see what he looks like compared to Carnage, actually. Ah, yes, even tall Carnage. He's just a little bit taller. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. These old stories, God, I love these. The articulation. It's real clothing. Even the shirt. It's all like real clothing. You want to see his abs? I'm feeling abs. Oh, no, can't do it because it actually goes underneath him. I can pull his pants down for you, I guess. See me pull his pants down? Oh, he's got long johns on. Wow, these go really far down. Oh, boxers. So he's got a shirt that it's a onesie. So there you go. You just be like, just got off toilet. So, oh man, I'm gonna pull his pants up because this is really weird. I'm saying, you caught Frankenstein's monster with his pants down. So I didn't know it was gonna come down so damn far. I got curious. Shut up. So, wow, he does a split. Oh yeah. Those old Collect and Connects, man. The DC Classics Legends. They are the best figures. I mean, there's been some improvements with the Marvel Legends stuff now, but nah, these things were just so ahead of their time. I remember back in 2008 to 2011 when I was, buying these things off the shelves. Yes, he's kicking his own ass. um, what do you call it? I just remember saying these things were so ahead of their time. My buddy Mark from back in Jersey, I remember we used to always hang out, me, Chris, and Mark. And I remember the one time we were all sitting down, and we were at my buddy Dwight's house, and we were just kicking it, and we were just talking trash. And he just says at one point, he's like, it's physically impossible for someone to kick his own ass. And, me being in the martial arts, like almost my whole life, I was really flexible and I had great control, over my physicality. So I was like, dude, you're full of crap. Like, you could do it, absolutely. Look, so I got up and I just, bap, bap, and I, kicked my own ass. And I was like, look, and you could do a forward too. And I made my knees come up to my chest, boom, 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 while standing straight. I was like, look, there's so much you could do. And I'm like, not doing a split because there's no point in a split, but bringing my foot up like really high and holding it with, with my hand and whatnot, like they do in yoga nowadays. I'm like, look, boom, boom, all this stuff you could do. And he's like, do the first thing again. I was like, yeah, the original thing. Yeah, look. And I just started like boom, 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 kicking my own ass. And he's just like, look, I don't even have to kick this guy's ass. I made him do it himself. And I was like, I fucking hate you. Like we got into a good scuffle. It was great. Yeah, that's just friends busting each other. You know what I'm saying? It's boys being boys, for real being boys. So anyway, yeah. Oh my God, I am so in love with this figure. Look at this, like all the stuff that he can do. Look how he can move his head. So look at the Curiosity figure. He just looks and just like, oh my God, the stories that I'm going to tell with this figure. And if I want to do the Marvel version, I just take off everything from the top, so he's bare chested, and then actually get like a bear pelt or something that would look like a bear pelt and put it over so you can actually still see his chest. Go and look at the old Marvel comics. Anyway, and he comes with stuff here, so you can actually. Oh, what is this? Sir. Oh, okay. So I can what? So he's got the little things down here, and they're actually hex nuts. Hex dust. There's actually like 6 points in there, and 6 points on this. Actually, it's just round. It's this way I can put them on here, and it's the the connectors. Actually on there. SoFlo, what's going on, brother? How you doing? So boom, I got that. Or I can take those out and put them over here. Aaron, what's up? How do you feel about X of Swords, Ten of Swords? Also, we don't need to see Frank's ass. What the? First off, it's not Frankenstein's monster. You non-Mary Shelley fan. Um, I haven't been reading it. I only read the first 2 issues, but I own all the copies over here, and I'm just waiting until they're all done. I think they're all going to be done next week, So there's that. Also, there's going to be some people asking pretty soon, what about Frankencastle? No, that is blasphemy, Paula. That is unacceptable. Details and articulation it really is amazing. I'm loving it. Like a scaled down real life thing. Yes. Yeah. Dude, I love this. I love this figure. And again, it's got this thing here. So the way that these things work, you just go inside of that. If you take the middle part out, you'll see that there are actually screws inside of here, and here, and here. So these open and they close easily enough, but if you, oops, and they come out. If you, so see the way they move, but if you put a screwdriver in there, a regular smaller Phillips head, you can actually tighten it and then it won't move. You get it? So you can actually have like certain characters fly. So like if you got a Dracula with one of these, you can actually have him, above the air with his cape out, boom, flying, and then put a bat in the exact same place, and then get one of those morphers, the software. You can get free ones. You just have to record your own screen because they're not going to, unless you buy the app, they won't send you the download. But record your screen, and then who cares? You know what I'm saying? And then actually make it look like he's changing into a bat. And those are, cool little tidbit and things like that I'll do sometimes. But yeah, all these different things that you can do with this to make a flying character. Case in point, here's one. Oh, and yes, you can turn it sideways because it does come off. Turn it sideways. Oh, it's got a little freaked out. I thought it was going to fall. Open them up, clamp around the waist, bang, and then all of a sudden, oops, you gotta tighten it, and then he's flying. You'll believe a man in armor can fly. So yeah, I am loving this. And if I do find a Dracula, I'm probably going to buy that also, just because unfortunately I'm afraid it's going to look like Bela Lugosi, and I really don't want it to look like Bela Lugosi. Anybody remember the original posters for the original Frankenstein movie back in what was that, the 30s? With Boris Karloff? They're like, and the person who plays the monster is, and it's just a question mark because he didn't want people to know, because this was his first real movie, and he didn't want people to know his name because he thought this is the most horrific movie ever, and nobody's ever going to hire me again if I do this. baloney. They hired you for the Mummy and plenty of other things after that. So yeah. What do we got there? About Frankencastle. Enough with the Frankencastle. My God, man. Dracula flying pose is possible too. Amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you get more classic monster figures, how about a Creature Commando stop motion video? Creature Commandos would be fun. No, I love Frankenstein because the Marvel Frankenstein didn't have enough to do with the Marvel universe, unfortunately. Like he was in the X. If you guys remember back in the original when Chris Claremont was doing the X-Men, he had Dracula go after Storm. He had Frankenstein actually come after them also. But like he's not as powerful as the superheroes, so it really had to exist in a different world. In fact, if you look at the original Tomb of Dracula comic books, they had what have you? Um, there was one character, I forget who it was. Was it Van Helsing? I don't think so. It was somebody. Somebody showed up to talk to Van Helsing and a bunch of other characters anyway, and Frank and all the different characters who were there. They were talking to him and they were saying, he's ridiculously powerful, this Dracula, because they were in Europe with everything they were doing, and like, huh? I heard they're like some of the flying people in America. I've heard about some of those, and somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I read about that in the newspaper," and they just brush it off. So it's like, Dracula is in the Marvel universe, but they're leaving it in America. So I dug that they did stuff like that. I'm gonna show you guys some stuff that I haven't put out yet. When I do my DC, excuse me, my DC, when I do my December comics that I bought off of eBay, these are two of them I'm going to show you. One of them is right here, the first appearance of Lilith, Dracula's daughter. Boom, that's not in bad condition at all. The other one I got, Werewolf by Night, issue number 9, first appearance of Tatterdemalion. He's actually on night shift at a certain point. So graveyard shift. So yeah, I like my horror comics, man. I love my horror comic stuff. So I'm going to actually show those in more detail and talk about them in more detail there. Got a bunch of other books. I'm going to show you guys. Got a bunch of other toys. Last chance to put in some stuff because I'm going to be moving on pretty soon. I dig Werewolf by Night. I laugh at his name being Jack Russell. Yeah, like Jack Russell Terrier. Well, it's funny when you think about comic book names. Think about U.S. agent. His real name is John Walker. Johnny Walker. That's a whiskey, right? You might think, oh, it was complete coincidence. You know what his original secret identity was? Jack Daniels. So you can't make this stuff up. They knew what they were doing. Johnny Walker, Jack Daniels. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, when you think about some of the Marvel history of their characters and whatnot, I love that they do stuff like that. Joe Fisher, yes, November 25th, the last 3 issues, but loving the Hellion series so far. I had to give you a totally cool, creepy voice because that's what was in my head. Sorry. Salami, there is a new Werewolf by Night now. That's how Joe Fisher's going to talk in my head from now on. Sorry, bro. You got to say creepy things from this point on. It's a 4-issue limited series. I did the review of the first issue. It's actually done by Taboo from not Red Hot Chili Peppers, from Black Eyed Peas. So different kind of small fruit thing that grows. Anyway, from the Black Eyed Peas, Taboo actually wrote that. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Werewolf by Night is the best. Can't wait. Yeah, the first issue's already out, dude. My first review is already up. Or even the status of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur animated series being announced for a while. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that being out too. That's probably going to be like the cutest thing on TV, right? It was the cutest comic book. This series has to be cute. Let's see. Well, I do hope Power Pack Reboot might intrigue you to read their old 80s comics. Oh no, I have. I have actually read their old 80s comics. Well, not all of them. I think I read like the first 6, if I remember correctly. I was getting them when they were first coming out. I'd go to my comic book store. They were in my pull box. I'm like, Louise Simonson, got to get it. I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't feel associated with them. I was already like, it's like 14 or 15 when they were coming out, whatever. I just didn't really associate with them too well, you know? I think they were supposed to be meant for a younger audience. So, yeah. That's the thing. Like when you're actually there when they're putting something out, it's like me reading Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl right now wouldn't be a big deal. But like if I was a young girl when these things were coming out, like how would I not be able to read them, you know? So, yeah, along those lines. Also, the escape artist, Mr. Terrific, being named scot-free. Mr. Miracle, Mr. Terrific, different character. He's the third smartest person in the DC universe. Oh no, I don't have his figure up here anymore. But Mr. Miracle, I know who you're talking about though. But yes, scot-free, and he did do that on purpose. They actually said that in his comic book that he used to always escape. Eventually, he would start using the mother box and be the ultimate escape artist. But yeah, when he used to actually escape all the time, he's just like, you know what? I'm going to be free. I'm going to have my own name. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to do my own thing. And I'm going to pick my own name. My name is going to be scot free because they're not going to be able to keep me. So, yeah, it's weird. It's Kirby's writing. We all love his art, I think, but his writing, great plot ideas, but the actual writing, no, he really did need Stan Lee for that. I know there's going to be some people who are going to vehemently disagree with me, but Arlen Schumer, who I just had on recently, oh my God, if he heard me say that, he would have been so mad. Well, be mad, bud, because I mean it. Uh, 4-issue limited series, Salami. Also, with the December corporate meeting coming up at Disney, I do hope the Power Pack MCU TV series on Disney Plus will be announced that day. The corporate meeting is one thing. That's where they got to release their quarterly information. And that's where we get to find out exactly how much Mulan made. Because again, that's a pretty big deal. And I got my podcast coming out tomorrow morning, and I'm going to be going into a lot more detail about that. So subscribe to the podcast. It's free. Like it's a free podcast. You just subscribe to it, whatever, anywhere that you get, if you're on iTunes or Apple, whatever, or if you're on Spotify or you want to go directly to Buzzsprout, I'm on all of the platforms, and it's a totally free podcast. I usually keep it around an hour. Sometimes I go longer if there's a lot of news, but yeah, check it out. That's where I really talk about my comic book news for the week. Just got into your vids a month or so back for Juggernaut. Nice. Check your other stuff out now. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I guess you saw me getting into it with Fabian N. I think it's how do you pronounce his name? I actually did look it up. I just refused to actually say it because he didn't talk to me nicely. It's like the same day. I didn't say this to him because I didn't want to, like, I'm not trying to be a jerk to the guy. I just want him to be a man and apologize for being a jerk to me, because he actually did. I was really new when I did that original review where I saw him on there, and I was sick as a dog. Whatever the excuse is, good or bad, it was like he said some stuff that I took really negatively, like I was doing something wrong, and I actually did think about leaving the comic book review business. It's not really business. I don't make a lot of money from doing this. This is totally a hobby, you know? But like I actually did think about leaving because of what he said. And you know what actually kept me in? Is because of the same review, Gail Simone started following me on Twitter. And I got a huge intake of people following me on Twitter because of that. You know, Gail Simone follows you all of a sudden. And what did she say? She said on Twitter, she's like, while I may not always agree with Professor Bill, I do think that his reviews are very mature and he's honest to a fault. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, that's a big deal. It's like Fabian was about to make me leave comics, you know, the so-called creator of Deadpool over here. I got to dig to find. Here's his leg. Here's the Venom Pool, you know, Deadpool leg. Like, he almost made me quit. And Gail Simone cinched it in and said, you know, no, don't quit. Like, you're awesome. And we've had private conversations before. I've met her in person. I gave her a hug. Like, she's a wonderful human being. So when I hear people saying, like, she's the devil, I guess if that's your experience with her, I'm not going to take anything away from you, but I'm also not going to let you take anything away from me if you had a bad experience with her. I loved Gail. I loved meeting Gail Simone, and she's a really great human being. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, I was thinking about quitting because of what Fabian said to me. Like, it was extremely rude. And I mentioned it to him with the Juggernaut 1 review, and even in the most, like, I'm just ignoring him at this point. I thought about blocking him from the channel, but like, what's the point, Like, even in the most recent Juggernaut review, like, Fräulein is German for old woman. You know what I'm saying? You could even say mature woman. So when Nightcrawler used to say it to Shadowcat, she's super young. So it's like it's like when I don't know, like, what's something you'd say to a young boy, but like, excuse me, sir, or master, so and so. It's like you're a kid, but they're saying it as though you're older. So it's just his way of teasing her, but still whatever. So yeah, it was just rude. It was just super rude. Oh, Tommy, man, oh yeah, since you're late, you didn't get to see, like, you notice the shirt. You know what that's from? It's from this guy. It's from this guy. He just sent me this all this good stuff here. Jim Cornette. And then I also got his comic book. So here's a wrestling comic book right here, which he also autographed for me. So I'm going to be reviewing that one of these days soon. And I actually wanted to get a frame for this, and I had a frame. I broke it. It was old. So I got to get a new frame for it now. Oh, and I dropped a head, 2 hands, and a pair of handcuffs. Where did I get these handcuffs from? These are cool. Wait, where did these things come from? It's actually a chain. Oh, I dropped these on the floor before. I remember these came with the Frankenstein. Oh, duh. Wow, I was going to lose these. I was going to vacuum these right up because they blend in really well with the floor and my shadow. But anyway, yeah, he actually comes with a pair of, these aren't metal. I'm sure they're plastic. They're plastic. Um, yeah, anyway, but they look so real, like it's actual chain link, the plastic for the handcuffs. So he's got little shackles, legs, hands, whatever. Oh, that's awesome. So I got to look for what else I might have dropped down here. What is this? This is a piece of garbage. This is a piece of plastic for whatever. I don't know what that's all about, but it's sharp, so it definitely doesn't belong anywhere around here. So it also comes with handcuffs. Good to know. USA Channel in the 90s had Japanese version of Power Rangers on late at night. That's awesome. That's awesome. USA Network, all that stuff, dude. We're going back to freaking Kung Fu Theater, man. That I grew up on Kung Fu Theater. That was my Sundays. They also had tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. That's hysterical. But now I don't like Deadpool. Nobody asked you, SoFlo. I'm joking. Yeah, I'm usually not a huge Deadpool fan myself, but I really do like the Gary Dugan run when he was doing it. Jim frickin' Cornette. That's putting it nicely. I've met Jim. Oh, really? Nice. He's one of the guys over at Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Yes, he was. Yeah, I would love to meet him. I saw him from a distance one day when I was doing my rounds at the comic book. I forget which comic book place was that, but like I had to talk to the Sheik. I was doing most of the comic book guys, you know what I'm saying? But I was talking to Sheik, I talked to Virgil, I was talking to a bunch of people, but he just had so many people around him that I just couldn't get closer. But like, he was yelling a lot, and I guess it was really intimidating. I was a lot younger. It was really intimidating, so it was hard to get closer. But anyway, yeah. Jim Cornette been meaning to go on his website. Should go to his website, bruh. Not a wrestling fan, but oh wow, it just jumped. But that sucks. Netflix canceled Glow. Yeah, I never watched that, but I wanted to. I watched the original Glow when it was coming out, when Ivy was on there. Thank God. Have you ever heard of Boomalanic Comics? I've never heard of that. They're like Marvel Comics in Indonesia. They have their own MCU movies coming. What's this now? Well, let me save that. I got to look this stuff up. Oh, I can't. Darn it. Wait, maybe I can do it over here. Ooh, excuse me. Highlight. Stop talking, guys. I'm trying to highlight this thing. Okay, you can talk again. I'm sure everybody just started. Really? Enter, enter, enter. Okay, so I'm going to check that out. Gundala movie last year. I've checked that out. Sri Aish Asi. Sri Asi. All right, I'll check it out. I have his You Shoot interview on DVD. Get out of town. That's awesome. Hey, Jamal, what's going on, brother? Strange that DC made Harley Quinn their Deadpool. Lobo really was, right? He really was. Why not just go with Lobo? Plus, Lobo could totally take freaking Thanos. I mean, let's be realistic, right? Gauntlet or otherwise. Wouldn't that just be fun to be like, you can't snap me away. I'm Lobo. One of the small time greats, a man named Ron Wright, who tainted Macho Man, trained, I guess you're saying trained Macho Man and Jerry the King Lawler introduced me. Sick. I did wrestling. I wrestled in a school for about 7 years and almost did regional pro wrestling. You would have faced Brock Lesnar. I could hear Cornette talk. I could hear Cornette talk anything all day long. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude's just great. He's so entertaining. Yeah, I got you. Why aren't they using Donna Troy for anything at DC? No, they have Donna Troy in the Titans TV series, which is going to be exclusive to HBO Max next year. So in a couple months. Thanks so much for everything. Have a nice day. You too, Mohammed. Yeah, I'm going to bounce out also because I finally got to the end of this stuff. So I will talk to all of you guys later. Seriously, subscribe to the podcast. A lot of people joining up on that. That's really cool. Still don't have a whole lot of reviews up. What's up with that? But yeah, anyway, so go ahead and check out the podcast. Should be at about 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning, everywhere you can get your podcast from. And I'll put the video version up, for the sake of conversation on Tuesdays at midnight. So yeah, right before I go to the comic book store. Also, one of the things you guys are going to probably be asking, Ontario, not all of Ontario, but Toronto and the greater Toronto area has gone on lockdown. We're about to go on code red, but it's scheduled. Doug Ford is not, or Rob Ford, not exactly the smartest. Babe, we're on Doug or Rod? Rob. Doug Ford. Rob Ford was the fun one. Doug Ford's just the butt face. We're going on red alert lockdown like they are in Manitoba and a couple other places. So, but it's going to start on Monday, and I go to the comic book store on Tuesday. So, not going to be fun, but Carlos is going to stay open, so I should still be able to do the This Week. I just talked to him today. I should still be able to do the This Week in Comics. Carlos is great. Like, I want to let you know, like, here's the thing. I'm not going to say this anyplace else. I'm only going to say it here for you guys. Carlos said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a couple loaves of bread and a couple quarts of milk, and I'm going to sell milk and bread so I can be considered essential services. The man is a genius. All right? The man is a genius. And he's like, even if the stuff doesn't sell, at least my store will be open and I'm going to sell my regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? And hey, worst case scenario, we drink the milk and eat the bread. I'm like, dude, I will buy comic book store milk from you. So don't worry about it. It's not all going to go to waste. So that is freaking awesome. Anyway. All right, cool. Oh, that's actually really cool there, Tommy. All right. Now, and who haven't you met, right? I'll talk to all you guys later. Love, peace, and hair grease. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed. Alone.